Chris White here, and welcome to the Chris White Mountain Lair for episode 6 of the Chris White Challenge. This week's subject is carpentry, and is suggested by Kara McNulty of Cherry Hill, New Jersey. The performance comes from Royal Oak, Michigan at Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle, one of the oldest, most storied, and finest comedy establishments in this great country. If you are anywhere in the Detroit area, check it out, comedycastle.com. It's about 4 minutes long, and like I said, it's about woodworking and whatnot. So, if you have any suggestions for the Chris White Challenge, please send your challenges to chris@dcstandup.com, or you can see all the previous videos through the blog at chriswhitesucks.com. Bum, 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 bum. Like stuff. I was watching some TV. That's a simple thing to enjoy, the television. I was watching the New Yankee Workshop today. You guys ever see that? The craziest show ever? That's the one where it's on PBS. It's Norm Abrams, the guy with the beard from This Old House, and he just builds stuff. And he has like, that is not an instructional show, right? I'm thinking, I want to do some woodworking. No, he has a machine for everything. He's like, well, today we're going to make a 16th century French stool. So I'm going to take this block of wood, I'm going to put it in my 16th century French stool making saw. I'm going to hit the red button. And there you go. Thanks, Norm! I'm going to go spend $500,000 on that machine, and I'm going to furnish one thing in my house. It's like, I need a show that tells you how to build something if you have like one hammer and 3 nails that are different sizes, and a piece of what you hope is moldy balsa wood. You know, that's... Like, how can I turn that into a dresser? That's what I need to know. I don't know, I wish I knew how to do practical stuff like that, like woodworking and stuff. I don't know where you learn though. I mean, I wood shop in high school, but my shop teacher had 7.5 fingers. Which it seems to me like, after you lose the 2nd finger, that should be, it's like, this is not your calling in life. You should probably not be teaching children how to use a saw. That'd be like if you were applying for a job as a girls' gym teacher, you know, and you showed up with like your 13-year-old girlfriend, you know, you're like, oh, don't worry, she doesn't talk much, let's do this interview. All right. It'd be horrible. I guess you can learn that stuff from your dad, but my dad actually taught me everything he knows about carpentry and woodworking, and here's what he told me, and I'll share it with you. Find a friend who knows how to do that shit. And make sure he works for beer. But don't give him the beer beforehand, because then you get some slop furniture. That's all I'm saying. Simple. My grandfather was good at that stuff. My grandfather was an old world carpenter. He knew how to do everything. He built his own house, and then he immediately burned it down for the insurance money. He was a great old school. But my dad tried. Like we were very demanding when we were kids. Like we were living in this neighborhood, and these kids, like their dad was crazy. He was like I don't know, he was some sort of master mason or something. He's building a tree house and like 50 feet up in the air and ninja weapons, and they were like the coolest kids in the neighborhood. They had a huge tree house. I was like, Dad, build us a tree house. And he's like, I can't build you a tree house, but I can build you a 2x4 with a nail in it. And then you just go take theirs. Wear some safety goggles where you're swinging. Just I don't know. Go for it. Thanks, Dad. A lot of famous carpenters in the Bible, right? Noah, wasn't he a carpenter? He had to build that big-ass boat. That seems kind of stupid. If someone called you and said, hey man, the world's going to end, I want you to build a boat, would you do the work yourself? Or would you contract out? Like, no, don't worry, I'm good for the money. Ha ha ha! I'll pay you in 40 days. You know what they say for carpenters? What's the big motto? It's measure twice, cut once, right? That's what they say. Apparently it doesn't apply to mullets, though. That's, yeah, you got it. There's people that work done in their house lately. It's important to know that stuff, but the most important thing you know is that no matter what kind of house you build, you can only build a house out of wood. To make a home, you need alcohol.